Imagine this, you're sitting in a dark underground room, surrounded by blinking lights, radar screens, and the constant hum of Soviet-era computers that look like they were built out of spare washing machine parts. You're tired. It's 1983. The Cold War is at its coldest. And suddenly, your screen flashes incoming nuclear missiles. No pressure, right? At this point, you're already panicking. Your coffee cup has fallen. And you're scared and you press the red button. But there is no reason to fear because the button was a coffee refill button. That's where one man, a literal stick figure of calm, sat staring at a big red button that could have ended humanity and decided, maybe not today. This is the story of the day the world almost ended because of a single button. And how one guy's "nah, I don't buy it" saved billions of lives. Let's rewind a bit. It's the 1980s. The US and Soviet Union are basically two neighbors constantly peeking over the fence, except their fences are made of nuclear warheads. The Cold War had everything: paranoia, spy movies, bad haircuts, and computers that crashed more often than Windows. Each side built thousands of nukes just in case. Because apparently, mutual destruction was a fun hobby. So in the Soviet Union, deep in a secret bunker, an operator called Oko was watching the skies for US missile launches. If the satellite saw anything, that looked like a launch, alarms would scream, lights would flash, and the operator inside had one job: press the button. Enter our unlikely hero, Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov. Petrov wasn't a soldier with a cape or a cigar. He was an engineer, the guy in charge of saying, is the world ending today, or not? Basically, if the system said the US launched missiles, it was his call to report it up the chain. If he said yes, the Soviets would fire back immediately. If he said no, and he was wrong, the Soviet Union would be a glowing crater in 20 minutes. No pressure, right? Now picture him sitting in the command room, sipping bad coffee, probably thinking about dinner, when the alarm starts screaming. Red lights flash. Sirens blare. The system reports one US missile launch, then 4 more. 5 nuclear missiles, headed straight for the Soviet Union. Petrov looks around. Everyone freezes. The room feels like a microwave oven full of anxiety. The protocol was simple: report immediately. Confirm an attack, and the Soviets would unleash every nuke they had in return. No time for meetings. No, let's check again. Just boom. But Petrov, the man, the myth, the let's chill for a second guy, hesitated. He stared at the screen. He thought, 5 missiles? That's weird. Why only 5? If America really wanted to start a nuclear war, they wouldn't just send 5. That's like throwing 5 snowballs at a volcano. He also noticed something else. The satellite said there were launches, but the radar saw nothing. So he trusted his gut. He said the words that saved the world. This is a false alarm. Had Petrov reported attack confirmed, his superiors would have retaliated instantly. Thousands of missiles would have launched at the US, which would have launched theirs back, and within an hour, we'd all be stick figures made of radiation. Cities gone. Oceans boiling. Civilization deleted. Because one computer misread sunlight reflecting off clouds as missile launches. Yes, sunlight. The end of the world almost started because of bad lighting. Can you imagine that conversation? Sorry. We destroyed Earth because the sun hit the satellite wrong. Somewhere, the sun's like, my bad. Petrov had minutes, maybe seconds, to decide. He didn't have perfect info. He had instincts, logic, and probably heartburn. He called it a false alarm. He didn't press the button. He didn't escalate. He just waited. And sure enough, no missiles appeared. The radar stayed clear. The world kept spinning. He was right. The system was wrong. Now, you'd think that after saving humanity, he'd get a medal, a parade, maybe a free lifetime supply of coffee. Nope. He got questioned for not following protocol and quietly reassigned. Because, Soviet bureaucracy, comrade, you saved the world. But you didn't fill out Form 27B. Later, they found out what caused it. A rare alignment of sunlight on high-altitude clouds had fooled the Oko satellite sensors. Basically, nature pulled a prank on the USSR. 5 reflections, 5 missiles. All fake. But at that moment, no one knew that. Petrov's calm skepticism was the only barrier between us and a nuclear fireworks show. He said later, I was just doing my job. But let's be real, his job description didn't say prevent global annihilation using common sense. Here's what's wild. The world almost ended by accident multiple times. There was another incident in 1962, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, when a submarine officer named Vasily Arkhipov stopped a nuclear torpedo launch. So twice, humanity survived because some random Soviet said, maybe let's not end civilization today. The takeaway? For decades, our safety has depended less on technology and more on the ability of one human to say, wait a minute. And that's both inspiring and terrifying. Because even today, we still have thousands of nukes on standby. We still have people watching screens. And yes, there are still buttons. That single button isn't just literal. It's a metaphor for the split-second choices humans make. The button could mean launch the nukes, or send that angry tweet, or reply all to the company email. Sometimes, not pressing the button is the most powerful move. Petrov proved that doing nothing, when everyone expects panic, can be the most heroic thing imaginable. He didn't shout, he didn't run, he didn't pose for a photo op. He just quietly saved the world. Stanislav Petrov passed away in 2017, mostly unknown to the world he saved. No big statues, no holidays, no Marvel movie deal. Just a man who chose reason over fear. So next time you hear about the button or any moment of crisis, remember, the calmest voice in the room might just be the one keeping the lights on for the rest of us.